Love Books is Roslynn again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping, welcome into my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. You know, you are making big changes in your life where it's really is guiding you towards the right path to make big changes in your life that you have been working so hard to manifest. I know that when one door closes or one window opens or one window closed, another one's opening. So there's doors that's about to open for you you never expected or you even asked for. So keep doing you and keep making those necessary changes. It's going to take you a long way. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings. Love and light and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl is about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're trying to or you just tell me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. Or if you feel the videos are informative, that gives you good uplift or vibes, that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment and needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the channel I'm using today is called Healing Meditation, and the music I'm listening to in the background is called Cosmic Abundance Energy Connection, blessed with abundance meditation music. 888 hertz, 80 hertz, and 8 hertz. And I will post that in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, you are seeing your frequency is aligned with what you're manifesting. It is so true. We are all going through different phases of our life where at times even when things were unclear or it felt like things were very heavy, we would get frustrated. You'd be like, oh my god, I'm so ready for these situations to end, I'm so ready for these things to close. But a lot of times we have to endure it a little bit longer if there's lessons that still need to be met in those situations. There's things that you need to let go of, or there's things that you need to change, the way you seeing things, what life lessons and soul lessons you had to connect with for you to be able to ascend to your greatest version of yourself. A lot of times we hate dealing with certain situations, especially if it's like a karmic cycle. You could be in a toxic relationship that you're trying to get away from, and a lot of times when you're in a hurry and wanting to run from certain things, it'll be like you're closed off. Everything is like shut down on you. Everything is mute. Things aren't going your way, even when you know that there's people around you are doing very hateful things. I've been in situations like that, where I try to do changes for me that can be for my better well-being, but I was fighting against my change. I had to allow myself to step out of the way of the process of my progress. And it was like I wasn't really seeing it. I was letting things affect me. And when you're going through life lessons like in karmic cycles like that, you have to understand, when situations are negative, you have a choice to either allow that to affect you or the person. When they know, when you're allowing the spiritual growth to go through, you're not allowing your attitude to change or certain things affect you, no matter what the situation is or what the person is. Because a lot of times, you'd be like, Rosalind, it's easier said than done. You're not dealing with what I'm dealing with now, but I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with. And it's just like with my situation. If you've been with me a while, you know what I've been dealing with. And it when you got so many things just going through, um your mind, your focus, your energy, everything is transferring. You're getting emotional. I would get like really emotional. It's like when I see my dad's pictures, at time I get really happy, but then there's times I get very emotional, because it's like that absence, the physical absence of him. That's anybody who's lost a parent. I lost both of mine, and it's just my biological mom, is we're tied, our ties are very severed, physically, as well as spiritually. So, me just seeing that, it's just a lot of things that I had to allow myself, make myself understand, is like see the strength in you when you're having things not going your way at that time, or when certain people did things to try to hurt you emotionally, mentally, and physically. um Being able to do that, you have to allow yourself to see, when you can't run from things and you have to deal with it. It's different when it's out of sight, out of mind. There's things you're going through, but you don't have to see that situation every day. You don't have to see those people every day. That's giving you strength. But when you're dealing with it in the same household, the same roof, where you're just ready to sever ties, because it's not a good situation, and it's not toxic. At times it can be toxic on both ends, give or take. But then it was just like when I allowed myself to get out my way and really understand this is where my strength comes from. Because when you can't run from situations, you have no choice but to face it, and you're looking at everything that you really ready to part ways with. That's where that strength comes in at. That makes you more stronger than anything, because when you don't have to deal with it up front, face to face, it's out of sight, out of mind. You're not going to allow anything, that situation or that person affect you. But when you have to deal with certain things like that, I remember I seen a post and I shared it with somebody a long time ago, and that really resonated. And it says, my grandmama always told me that when you don't want to be in a relationship and that person is not in your face, it's easy for them to get out your heart. It's easy for your mind not to wonder with that person. But when you can look at them and y'all are still being cordial, and you can still look and say that this is not what I want, this is not what I need in my life, that's where your strength comes from, because you're having to deal with it face to face. You can't no longer run from it. I ran from other things when I felt like it was like very, like, before I end up having to lay hands on you, or if I have to go off on you, or you pull me out of character, which is not good for me. I usually walk away. I just don't have time for all that. It is what it is. But now it's like I had no choice but to do that, because this is something I had to go through. This is the person I picked. I said, man, I must have been straight oblivious out my damn mind for the people I don't pick. Well, there are certain people that, dealt with certain things. And I'm just like, what was I thinking when I signed that soul contract on what I dealt with? I must have been a badass, But then it's like when I allowed myself to really see it in a bigger picture, this shows you what strength you're dealing with. If you're, the bigger the trigger, the stronger you get. Because if you're dealing with one thing or two, that's really trying your patience. But I had to deal with like four or five all at one time. And it really put me in rare form. I felt like I was about to lose my mind, which I did a little bit. But then, it took day by day. There's times that I got angry. Yeah. There's times I got pissed because I don't have closure. I don't have answers. I don't, wanting to know what happened, and just wanting to get that peace in my heart. But I had to make peace with myself, peace with my burdens, peace with my hurt, peace with my, situations that I've been placed in, and, the things I decided to place myself in as well with my decisions. Those are the things I had to make peace with for me to be able to move on. And then when I allowed myself to have that confidence and faith, you have to have that confidence and faith in yourself. It's a day by day basis. Things are going to come to you in layers. Things are going to come to you in frequencies, moderation. You may feel like you're healed from this time, but then something else comes up, and next thing you feel that you're being apprehensive. You you about to pop. Because there are certain times things will come up with me, and people start asking me something. I was like, before, let me calm down before I allow myself to get mad. But then that's showing me, you know, don't allow yourself to get mad, because not everybody is like you. There are going to be times people going to say something to pull, try to, pull you out your element and take you out your character. You have a choice to either, just not even respond, or you can allow yourself to just block, or just don't even bother with it, or just answer the best way you want to, and keep on moving, going about your business. And I had to really choose that, and being through this, it really has taught me a lot. It's really allowed me to grow in places that I truly needed in my life. Anything that you are suffering from are weak spots. All of us have a weakness. All of us have somewhat of an insecurity about ourselves or about something that we're going through. And, universe allows us to go through those things so we can all be aligned towards that. And when you're allowing yourself to see, okay, these are the changes I had to take place. These are the things that I really had to see from a different point of view. I'm allowing myself to change my perspective on how I'm seeing my path, what I'm having to learn, what I'm having to learn about myself in a deeper sense. It's just already when you find out who you are, that's already enough for you. Like, hey, you're dealing with all this and you really gotta, sit with it. Like, am I going through this right now? Yes. Is this who I truly am right now? Why do I got to do everything so hard? Why we got to do everything backwards? That's where our strength comes from because we take the hard road. We don't take the easy road because that's too easy. We always got to find, the deep information about what we do. Try not to take life seriously. A lot of times you got to laugh to keep from crying. There's a lot of times you go through things and where you just want to throw your hands up and say, hey, I give up, I'm tired. But it's just the fact is universe ain't gonna let you do that. God ain't gonna let you do that. Spirit guides and your soul's sure enough not gonna give it to you. It's like, just take a pause for the cause. Get, until you can get out your feelings, but go get right back on track. They already know even the strongest people have their verge of breaking at times, and you have to allow yourself to really, if you need to step back, take that step back for a minute. If you need a break, take a break. you know I have to do it a lot. Like, I hate, it's just like now, for me to get a full recharge, I can't do videos every day like I used to. And I love doing videos every day, but there are sometimes I don't push myself over the limit. Just like the other day, I was mad because I only did 2 videos, and then it was just like I was getting so many downloads. And on top of that, when I'm getting these downloads, it's like that third eye. Y'all already know, if you dealing with those vibration that comes to your, through your third eye. You already see I got a pimple right dead in the middle of my forehead, right where my third eye is. And when I say that mess was throbbing, and I was already putting a protective shield up so y'all wouldn't get it while you're doing, watching my videos. So that was enough for me to drain, and I'm get drained. So I had to allow myself to stop because it just felt like I was about to fritz out. It was like, and I'm like, I can't deal with that. I said, shoot, I'll just be back. And I was like, the next day I want to do videos, and it was just like, no, you need to chill for a minute. You need to take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. You have to allow yourself to recharge. Because it just seems like the more of you go down life lessons, you go through different traumas, and when it goes through different traumas of that, because you're allowing yourself to open up to see the things that you really have to you have to heal from. So when you do that, it's like it switches on towards another gift that has been laying dormant for a long time. And when it's laying dormant for a long time, then it's just like, is changing, you going through transition of your frequency, your not volumes, but your vibrations. So when it does that, it drains you like crazy. And it's just like, if you're dealing with other people throughout the day, on top of dealing with that, you're wondering why you may be a little cranky. You may sleep a little bit harder nowadays. It's just like, I've been feeling like I'm like 2 years old. I've been going to bed like 7, 8 o'clock at night and get mad because I wake up at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Or I get up, exercise a little bit, and go right back and lay down. And then sometimes I don't get up until like around 11 or 12 o'clock. And that's not me. And it's like my sleep patterns has changed. But, I already know if I'm, interacting with a lot of people, because lately I've been, doing a little, I always call it empath counseling. There's people trying to understand their spirituality or their path or what their purpose is on a deeper level. So, I try to navigate towards that to help them out, to find out what they're doing, or, they're learning off of me as I'm learning off of them. So, it's like being a teacher and a student at the same time. And I'm okay with that, because there may be things that a lot about that I'm not even aware of. And you bring that to me, which is a blessing. We're learning off of each other. We're all uniting in a way again that we haven't been in a long time. And it's just being able to be on that frequency to know that you're not alone. There's other people that are going through the same things you are. You're just dealing with different situations, but it's pretty much the same. You're having to allow yourself to accept the things you can't change, allowing yourself to walk away with what no longer serves you, having to allow yourself to change how you look at certain situations you're in that may not be very positive. have to being able to allow yourself to see the strength within you. You have whatever it takes to overcome that, because when you're in situations that are very heavy, and it gets to that point when you get aggravated, you're like, I'm ready for things to change. I'm trying my best to stay positive, as positive can be. I'm trying not to get in my feelings about certain things that, I'm so ready to take place. But then you see that, when you're dealing with that and you're allowing yourself, there's times you gotta, like, shoot, I'm about to let the enemy have it in a minute. I don't even care. But then it's just like, hell nah. You ain't gonna, you probably be that type of person that don't even, it's just like, I'm a sore loser. I'm not about to let, there's too many people are praying for your downfall. They hope that you draw back. They hope that you fail it or you walk away because they don't want to see you have blessings. And you have to, a lot of times you got to psych yourself out and say that, they're giggling behind your back, or they don't place bets on how long you're going to be able to last, or they're going to try to place bets that you ain't going to make it. You have to tell yourself that a lot of times, because sometimes when you do that, even though it doesn't matter what the other person thinks, but a lot of times you got to psych yourself out and say that, because so you won't allow yourself to, be so heavy about trying to close stuff up, because it's just like when you're allowing yourself to know, you're not, universe knows what you're ready to get into, but they want to make sure you're all straight aligned. Are you equipped emotionally, mentally, spiritually to open that door of blessings that we're about to give you? But it's just the bonus on that is just like the things you ask for is just a little snippet about what you're going to receive, just because the fact is the things you've endured, about how people don't, put speed bumps in your path, and the universe don't put speed bumps in your path just to see how you're going to react to it. Going towards different things that you went and thinking you were going to get a yes and it was a no, and you kept going even though you probably got 4 or 5 no's, and don't realize on that sixth or seventh no is going to turn around and be a blessing of heck yes, and double time yes, just because the fact is you kept going even though you had a no. you know so it's just like, with my situation right now is like I'm trying to make videos, and I make my videos faster by going on live feed with the chat cut off. And it is just with this COVID going on right now, it's like the process of the videos are taking a lot longer, and usually, you don't get notifications like right away like it was before these things happen. But universe had it to that point where it navigated me, hey, share it on your social media, because I took so many people off of my uncut a lot of people out of my life that was just, giving me negative energy, or I just see that you're there more of watching me instead of, wanting to support or whatever, or I feel you, looking at different things, but you're giving me the side eye because you're feeling some type of way. I had to allow people. I had like over 1,600 people on my Facebook. Now I barely got 200. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine. It's just like a lot of times we keep things like that just to feed the ego. Because it's like you probably have about 2,000, 2 or 3,000 people on your Facebook. Are you going to try to say you talk to all 2 or 3,000 people? Are you allowing them to be on your thing just to say, I got these many people, and that means you're feeding your ego? Since I don't care about no ego, and I'm just like, look, if you're not bringing something in my life that is positive or uplifting, or you want to talk about all the drama you're going through, or what this person said or that person said, let me just get out. I'm gonna get you out of my life because I really don't have time for that. We all got issues. We all got problems. I used to be that type to put my stuff on social media. I said, for what? There are gonna be people laughing at you, or they're going to just sit up here and look like, is she ever going to change? So it's just like, at my point, everybody has issues. Why you got to share yours on there? You don't see all of them sharing that, even though there's some people that did. It's just like, I'm at my point where I'm better than that. Whatever I can't deal with, you got 1 or 2 people or a handful of people that you can talk to that, can relate to what you're going through. And some people you have to make sure you got to be very careful about what you tell certain things to. I found out through all my situations and my changes and the truth, how many people in turns their back on me or try to work hard on trying to block me from my blessings as well. And that I thought were my friends. But, I had to allow myself to learn from those lessons that I was placed in with them, and allowed myself to understand, okay, you just can't tell everybody everything. Just because you're happy about it don't mean, you see how many people clap for you when you end up getting a blessing that you really deserve. See how many people clap for you, because a lot of people, if they don't see their dreams for themselves, they can't see their dreams for you. They can't support you when they couldn't even support themselves. And a lot of times when they see that you're about to do something big, they feel some type of way, even though they may not feel that way. But there's a lot of times people carry that energy that's very competitive, and just for that energy that's being competitive about that ends up blocking you on yours. So you have to make sure everything is solid, still delivered, and it's, to where it cannot be, blocked or lagged or whatever, for you to come back and say something, because that brings on evil into your life, that where they're going to try to make sure you can't, you stay a low frequency, or you don't go ahead. And a lot of times, people are all there for you when you become competition, but then you have to be able to do your own thing. Allow yourself to stay focused on the now. Don't, you already know what's written in the future for you. You know what you're trying to, bring towards the table of yourself. You know what you've been trying to manifest. And when you allow yourself to live for the now, you can't worry about the past, because, the past already unhappy. You can't change that. You can just learn from it. The future ain't here yet. So all you got to do is work towards it. So you have to be able to stay focused in the now, because, I've even made videos. You have to be careful about those dark empaths too, because a lot of times I've connected with them and had to allow myself not to think about things that I know I'm not trying to be around anymore, or think about things that I'm ready to get justice for or whatever, because they'll read your energy just to ask you, say, oh, this and this and this and that. And I'm just like, I'm okay. And I really wasn't lying about anything. They were just trying to see if my frequency or my energy was going to change, just so they can try to block. And I'm just like, if you're using all this energy towards me to make sure I can't get anything, and you pressed your blessing out, and you did it on, what is it, envious ways, because you wanted to rub things in my face, or you're speaking through ego, feeling like, okay, I got mine before you did, and then you end up getting blocked just because you did it for negative reasons, and didn't realize you were blocking your own blessings for that. I said, I'm still, hey, I'm happy for you. Just because your dreams happen before mine, doesn't mean mine's not going to actually happen for me. But I'm still blessed anyway, just because I'm allowing myself not to compare my situation with your situation. There's people are like that. So I had to allow myself to break free from those type of people, but also not allow my thoughts on what I want to do with my life, or the next move I have in my life, is not in that frequency for anybody to be sitting up here trying to stop. They can't stop what they can't see. They can't stop what you don't talk about. So, I'm just worried about, not even worried about, just working on what I have to do for the now, allowing myself to let change take place, be that change of frequency of the change that you're trying to align yourself with. A lot of times we don't realize, you may be manifesting something, but is your mind focused on that higher frequency? Are you still doing, 3D vibes? Are you still doing 3D situation, doing things in a 3D in certain situations? But if you're allowing yourself to say, what, even though today ain't a good day, I tried my best, I try to stay positive. It is what it is. It always can start tomorrow. You can always hit that reset button, even though it's annoying when you got to push reset, because that means you got to start all over again. Sometimes you have to do that. And then when you're allowing yourself to do that and see, what, I need to go through this change, even though it may be heavy on my heart, a burden in my soul, but you know what, I'm getting stronger from this situation. Because a lot of times we don't realize the worst thing that keeps us away is the best thing that's going to take us further than we even imagine. Because we would have been just like, oh, just want to open this door. But then you don't realize, just from all the changes that you're going through in your life, and the vibrations that you're impacting on within yourself, because you've been through so many challenges before. You were trying to understand how you're going to make it through those by some miracle and some blessing. You got through it. You have to be able to see it that way, because you don't got through many other things before. And a lot of times it just feels like right now is heavier than being heavy. But you have to understand, right now, you were that one that was strategically designed and picked to sit up here and break all curses and cycles. So it's going to be heavy. That's why all your past lives are merging with you now, and you're probably starting to have memories from different lives. You're starting to understand why certain things had to take place. You may have certain phobias all of a sudden from not this life, but from a last life. But you're seeing things that seem kind of strange, or something, but then it'll give that energy is somewhat familiar to you. So all these different things are taking place. You got these guides, a lot of people that you really held dear maybe have passed on, transitioned, and they're the ones that's helping you as well, through this, because they know what you're dealing with is not easy. Because it was just a few days ago, and I'm like, oh shoot, we already in the mission already. I'm just like, Dad, we're gonna heal. Then they're gonna have us in this mission. No, the mission was for you to heal, reflect, release, allow yourself to change that energy for the better. You've been lagging on in a certain situation for too long, or you've been at this certain frequency for too long. So they put this extra weight on you to where it feels like you're about to lose it, or you're becoming emotional because you're releasing a lot to where you may be very aggravated, or you may cry at the top of the head, or it make you feel like you lost your mind. But all these different changes that are taking place to help you align with what you're trying to manifest in your life, and you're seeing and you're understanding on a deeper level why certain things had to take place in your life. We're all dealing with heavy situations right now where it feels like it's too much to bear. But you have to understand, how they say it, universe and God is not going to put nothing on you can't bear. And at times it's easier said than done. But when all this stuff clears, you're going to understand. You're going to have a whole different mindset, a whole different, frequency, on why certain things had to take place in your life, why certain things had to be moved and orchestrated to put that fire up under your butt to say, you know what, if you don't move, we're gonna make you move. And you really had to do that. And you had to allow yourself to be able to change when that change needed to take place. And sometimes it's hard to do that, especially when you have been hurt and you really didn't get that closure or getting the answers why certain things had to happen. Sometimes you won't get that. But you have to understand, when you're going through all these different changes and it's really testing you, it's going to test your patience, it's going to test your faith, your determination, your motivation, your faith within yourself, the belief within yourself, as well as the universe. Because a lot of times, they'll send signs like a new, you're entering new chapters in your life, and you really do. But there's a lot of times you're still focused on the negative that's taking place in that situation. You don't even see the changes that are taking place on the outskirts, because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes that's making big changes for you, for big blessings to come through. But you have to allow yourself to step past that and see, let me step back, let me see what's, you can look at the negative. That's why I was telling y'all the other day about those healthy tips, especially when you're going through these different ascensions, because that mess will be making you feel like you're going through a whole new dark night of the soul times 20. You don't went through the dark night of the soul, Batman, and got there Joker all at the same time. But when you can allow yourself to see the pros and the cons that you're dealing with right now, and being able, you have to really be able, when you can see the bad in it, allow yourself to see the good in what's about to take place, because you're dealing with the bad. And I had to allow myself to do that. And there's sometimes, I ain't even gonna lie, there's certain days I get mad, there's certain days I get very emotional, because it is just like, I've had different people in my life that really emotionally helped me through a lot of things. When I be missing my mom a lot, you know um and certain, my best friends that was there for me, they're no longer here in the living. But then I also know they're there for me, and they're rooting for me over on the other side, which I'm truly grateful for. Because I was just sitting up here telling today and got really emotional when I started, even though I was seeing the change that took place. And I said, oh, not every day is going to be a good day for me, but I'm trying to say, find the good within that day. Because I know it's like, with all this stuff going around, people dropping like flies, we could have been those ones. So you have to be very grateful, because life is too short. If you stay up here still focusing on the problem and not actually looking at the lesson on it, you're going to continue to suffer. And I had to allow myself to say, hey, shake out of it. Yeah, there's things that's taking place that does not seem fair. Certain people lying, certain people are hiding things from you, and all that different stuff are trying to deceive you to make sure that you don't make certain moves. That's okay. That's okay. Long as you allowing yourself to heal where it needs to be healed at, don't even worry about that. Because it's like, wherever everything is not what it seems. Just because people don't got comfortable and deceiving you, people don't got comfortable with hurting you, when people got comfortable on blocking you, you don't know what's in store for you, because you allowed yourself to still keep pushing through because of all the things that's taking place in your life. You deserve happiness. You deserve abundance in your life. Even when people try to maneuver ways to make sure you didn't get that, it ain't up to them. It's up to how you keep on moving. It's up to you if you keep being persistent. It's up to you to keep being determined, being motivated, because looking at your situation and how you're not comfortable there, that is your motivation to keep going. It's like your situation, your current situation is that motivation of determination. And you have to keep telling yourself that, look how everything is, that you want to still keep dealing with this. Okay, allow yourself to keep going on your glow up. Because a lot of times we get scared, like, do we have, what it takes to do this? Yes, you do. It's just up to you. You have to have faith in yourself, even when other people don't. You can't expect other people to support you, because if they see that your dreams are a lot bigger than theirs, they are not going to support you. There's just people that are just not like that. I want to see everybody win. When somebody calls me or texts me and say, Ross, I'm so grateful I did this and this and this and that. And I'm so, because I always lay prayers on people, and that's the good prayers. Everybody needs their come up. Everybody needs their blessing. You work hard for that. Just because you may get your blessings before I do, that don't mean I need to hate on you for that. I've had people do that to me. And I always tell people, you deserve to have that come up. You deserve to have those blessings. You earned your abundance. I don't know what you sacrificed. I don't know what you needed to change in your life. Only you know that. But you have to allow yourself to do that. When you see other people getting their blessings, they know you want yours, but you supposed to celebrate their blessings like it's like you celebrating yours. Because as soon as you hate on seeing somebody else doing it, it's like blocking your blessings. Because you know what it felt like when other people did that to you. When you had good news and you see that hate look on their face, like, you get mad. You don't want to sit up here and see that. But you know what that felt like. But you have to allow yourself to keep being determined. Because there's so much more around that comfort. After you pass the comfort zone, there's so much more after you pass fear. Everybody's always going to have an opinion about your life, but it's how you see your life. It's your journey. They may not understand it, but you understand where you're going. They didn't give them the blueprint on your journey. You have that. You have that view there, where you think you might get one thing just because of the fact you didn't give up and you went extra hard for what you did. You were still sending love towards other people when other people came to you, even when you were dealing with your own issues, and you still gave them people blessings anyway. That's going to be double time for you. Not because you're doing it because you want extra blessings in your life. You know what it felt like when you had nobody supporting you. You knew what it felt like when other people pressed them down and mocked them for the views that they had of their dreams. You know what it felt like for you to have more negative put on you than positive. So when you do everything towards somebody in the opposite way than when it's done for you, you already made it. You already made it. You are almost in the door. Just because you allowed yourself to do that, you are manifesting, you are aligning, you are balancing. So allow yourself to keep doing that. No matter how hard it's getting, you don't know how close you are. You are not, even though you not might not be where you want to be, you are nowhere near what you are or who you are when you first started. So allow yourself to keep moving. Allow yourself to keep making those big moves for yourself, because you deserve that. Your life deserves that. Your path, your spirituality. You're a warrior. Because if you go back and look at everything, every milestone that you have been placed in, been placed in, that shows you how much strength you got. That nobody can't stop you but you. Even though you might say, so this person blocked my blessing, this person do that. When you give that energy to them to do that, that was up to you, because you gave them that initiative to do that. When you're allowing yourself to keep quiet and allow yourself to keep going and not sit up here saying anything, and allow yourself to congratulate yourself on these little accomplishments you made, and allow yourself to keep going, and until you get better. And then when you get better, they want to make sure you ready for what you've been praying for. But just because of the fact is you endured so much hell trying to get towards that positive light for yourself, and from what you're manifesting, they're going to give you 10, 20 times, 100,000 times more than what you expected. Because what you wanted is not what you needed, because they had something way better for you, just because of all the things you've gone through. So allow yourself to go be open for that. But I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I would love to give a post notification out to Brett. Much love to you, my sis Jackie, as well as my other sis Lydia. Much love to you. Who else? Mikey. Danny, much love to you as well. And Sarah, much love to you as well too. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's so good to have you. Drop a line. I would love for you to give, I would love to give you a post notification shout out. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a line, share, tell somebody about the channel. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you so much for the support y'all been continuing to do. It's truly a blessing to me. And I'm forever grateful for that. Like and subscribe. If you want to get in touch with me personally and privately, you can always find me on Facebook Messenger up under my name. Make sure you send me a message. Some people are sending me, a request, but not a message. I just don't answer those. I don't go out and ask, hey, this and that. I say, I'm done doing that. So I need you to go ahead and let me know, hey, I connect with you here, or a certain name that you go by, because I know sometimes people go by different names than they do on other social media. So let me know what I know you as, and I'll try my best to help you out and help you get an understanding on your spiritual path. Everything we talk about is confidential, and if I don't have the answers that you're looking for, I'll try my best to go ahead and find it for you so it can take you to the directions that you need. Know that you're blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything that you're trying to manifest in your life comes 100,000 times more than even what you asked for or prayed about, and comes so much sooner than you expected it as well. And make sure, even through social distancing, you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity, words, vibes, frequencies. And because you never know, all those things can really take somebody a long way. And I will talk to y'all in my next video. I want to give a post notification shout out to my soul niece, Crystal, as well. Much love to you. I hope all is well as well. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Much love to you. Peace. Be well.